Hi folks, today I have for us a live stream from Central Tyrant Investigations, where he is giving us a pre-court update about an incident that happened last month. But before we start today's video, as always, a big thank you to all of my current and new channel members and subscribers. Without all of your support, I could keep the channel going, so I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. Also, a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Aura. With everyone online more and more, you need to keep your personal information safe. This is where Aura can help. Aura is an online security for your personal information and your data. Aura offers peace of mind with 24-hour data monitoring. They also remove your data from data brokers, provide 24-hour credit monitoring. They remove your information off the dark web. Aura even makes sure data thieves can't get your data. And they are out there trying to find it.
And I'll find you.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Won't.
Aura is offering you a free 2-week trial by clicking my link, aura.com/NCR, and you can cancel at any time. That's aura.com/NCR, or scan the QR code on the screen, or click the link in the description box. Thank you again to Aura for sponsoring today's video, and don't forget to click and sign up for your free 2-week trial. You can cancel at any time. It's a great way to keep your personal data safe, cut down on spam calls and emails, and it's a great way to help support me and the channel. With all that being said, let's enjoy today's video.
Yeah, pre-court's like pre-crime. What's up, Michael? What's this one for? Mike, you say that like I'm in court all the time, man. You say that like I'm in court all the time.
Well, it is a valid question to ask because since you've been doing your auditing, you've had a lot more run-ins with the police, a lot more trespassing from places, you've had a lot more arrests, a lot more court dates, more than the average person. So it's a valid question to ask this, but why are you here? Did you do something that caused you to get a ticket, or is this to deal with the trespassing, or did you do something a little more serious that may not look good for you?
Kareem, what's up? Mike, what's up? How you doing? What's up? Welcome in, welcome in. All right, guys. Yeah, so we have made the drive down here, back down here, as I may say, to Cape Girardeau, Missouri. We are actually in Jackson, Missouri, but they do the Cape County courthouses behind me here in Jackson, Missouri. So it's kind of weird how they don't have that in Cape Girardeau. But yeah, guys, we're here at the courthouse. We have to go in there, be in there at 1300.
Okay.
So we got a few minutes to be on live here before I have to go inside of there. I've committed a crime of having having my neck in a police officer's hand. You are correct on that, guys. So I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but the officer initiated contact with me by bumping me. So he bumped me first, and then he pushed me. You could kind of see him turn to where he would make contact with my body.
Shenanigans.
Nah, 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 nah.
Shenanigans.
Nah, 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 nah.
And we're calling shenanigans, folks, because this happened a month ago, where CT was with 3 other frauditors at a bank of Missouri doing an audit. That bank happens to be next to a children's museum. When the police showed up, because they were called by the bank due to the suspicious activity going on with the 4 frauditors, one of them began to mouth off to an officer, and the officer began to approach him. CT kept getting in between him and the officer and trying to push the officer back. Not understanding that that's a crime, the officer didn't try to arrest him for that, but he pushed CT's arm away from him. CT kept getting back into the officer's face, threatening him and trying to get in front of him. The officer then simply placed his hand where his sternum and collarbone begins and lightly pushed him back, causing all 4 of them to scream as loud as they could and make threats. CT even saying, and I quote, "You don't know who the fuck I am. I'm from Missouri, boy. Not to mention also making threats that he would use his pepper spray on the officer. So this incident that he's trying to downplay and make it seem like he's the victim is in actuality where he was the primary aggressor.
But that's what happened, guys. He was trying to intimidate Mr. Brandon Mitchell. He was trying to intimidate him. And he walked up to him, and I put my hand out just so I'm like, hey, you need to back up a little bit. Citizen safety, right, guys? Citizen safety is more important than officer safety.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, guys, he was trying to intimidate the littlest man in the group, and he decided to put hands on me, guys. I was no closer than Brandon was to him, and so yeah, guys, that officer should have stayed by his car. He didn't have to come over and approach us at all. But he decided to escalate the situation. The other two officers left. Guys. Do you think if an officer was getting assaulted that the other cops would leave?
Okay, you're trying to spin it. I like a challenge. So how about this? How about I lay out the facts of the video I covered originally where this happened? He wasn't trying to single out Brandon Mitchell there. He was actually trying to talk to him because he was yelling profanities next to a children's museum. Missouri does have profanity laws on their books, and they fall under the disorderly conduct law. He was trying to probably talk to him and say, look, you could face a disorderly conduct ticket if you don't stop. Now, he wasn't trying to silence his free speech. He was trying to warn him that he could be getting a ticket. You were the one who actually touched the officer. You were the one who kept getting into the officer's face and trying to stop them from having a discussion. Not to mention, you were the one who were also making threats. The officers wouldn't have left if the other officer was being assaulted. But when you're making threats that you will pepper spray him, that he doesn't know who the fuck you are, you're the one who's actually instigating an incident. You're the one who provoked it into the confrontation and to where you had to go to court. Now, if you were charged with assault on an LEO or battery on a law enforcement officer, that's because of you making poor decisions. But you can try to spin the narrative all you want. The video's out there and it shows you being the primary aggressor and making the threats.
Do you guys think that if the officer was getting assaulted by me, the other police officers would leave? Wow. Yeah, smash that like. Thank you. Yeah, guys, I mean, Missouri is pretty bad. I mean, they're all about their Second Amendment and self-defense, but whenever you are trying to defend yourself, it seems like there's a problem. That might be a one-way street for them, thinking that the Second Amendment only applies to the police, but it applies to us too.
The fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, officer safety, call in the artillery. Exactly. All right, yeah, guys, so I was, Mike Perry, I was charged with the assault. Because the video got out. The video went out, we made complaints, and I don't know. Next thing you know, I have a warrant for my arrest, guys. I had a statewide Missouri warrant for my arrest. So I had to actually come back down here, turn myself in, and I had to bond out of jail, guys. $2,500, cash only. So
It's funny that he's trying to play the victim, like the video got leaked out by somebody. But the problem is, he uploaded the video himself. It was his video. It had his intro in it. It had his outro in it. It had him doing the commentary at parts where he was doing commentary in it. It wasn't like somebody hacked into his computer or his phone and took it. No, he uploaded it. Not to mention, the video shows him doing the things he's trying to say he didn't do. But it's also showing the stuff that he's not admitting to. Not to mention, it does show all four of them screaming at the top of their lungs every profanity in the book. And I mean every one. This is one of those things where he's trying to gain sympathy for the consequences of his actions. You were the one who broke the law. You are the one who has to pay for those consequences. You are the one who had to pay bail. You got the warrant because You tried to interfere with the cop. You pushed the cop. The cop pushed you back. And then you tried to jump on him with your other three like a pack of hyenas on a wounded carcass.
It was pretty ridiculous. Phoenix Volunteer, thank you, man. I've been reading all your emails. Very knowledgeable. So I appreciate the emails coming in. Thank you for that, man. You said Ferguson, Missouri is a great town. I mean, it depends on what you're wanting to do. Depends on what you're wanting to do there. Let me read what you said. Under Title II of the American with Disabilities Act, Title II, you can record court on behalf of the Vigilance Committee. Correct. So I can record inside of there no matter what. We are in the state of Missouri, so there might be a judge's order, and obviously that judge's order usually only specifies to inside of the courtrooms and stuff. So
now, I haven't gotten back all the information verifying if what CT there said is actually true. But from what I understand and what I know from previous cases that I've seen on YouTube and in the court systems, if somebody has a disability and they need an accommodation for their court case, they can reach out to the disability advocate in the court and ask them to help them approach the judge and ask the court for accommodations. For example, if somebody is blind or have light sensitivity, they can ask them and show documentation that they have the disability. Can they wear sunglasses or a hat to help protect their eyes? If somebody is deaf, they can have a sign language interpreter there to, interpret for them when they speak to the court or when the court is speaking to them and translate what the judge is saying. There's a lot of accommodations that have been granted, but it also has to be within limitations what the court is allowed to do. For example, when Blind Justice tried to take in, a gimbal and several cell phone cameras to say that he needs them for his disability when he already had a interpreter, a lawyer, and a visual scanner which would scan the documents that would read it back to him, the courts allowed most of it except for the gimbal and cameras.
welcome in, guys. Thank you for joining. So we are going to be going into court here. I will be letting you guys know what happens. I'm most likely going to have to get an attorney because I heard some corrupt things about Cape Girardeau. Actually, a guy reached out to me and let me know that he filed a lawsuit against the Cape Girardeau, Missouri Police Department back in 2013. And he won, guys. He won that. So he reached out to me and kind of let me know about the corruption here.
And
this judge here is very new. She's a new judge. Judge Truebold, I believe, is her name. So we're gonna see how she is. We're gonna see how she is, guys. Hey, Mike, you watched the video. Yeah, there's four different camera angles of it. I believe the vigilante had the best camera angle about everything. You could see the officer bumping me. You can see the officer putting his hands on me. You can see him pushing me right here. So you can see all of that. Bob said, "Can you do a backflip?"
Nobody cares if you can do a backflip or not. What we care about is you being factually accurate here. The officer wasn't bumping into you, and he didn't grab you by the throat like you're trying to make it sound. If anything, his hand was flat on your chest, and he pushed you back slightly. You're trying to make it seem like he grabbed you by the throat and was throttling you, which never happened. What did happen was you tried to interfere with the cop talking to Brandon Mitchell and actually tried to push the cop back multiple times in your video. The camera angles show it, but yet you don't want to admit to that. You wanted to make it seem like this is a grand conspiracy to silence your First Amendment rights when that's not the case. This is just you trying to throw blame on somebody else because you made poor decisions.
Maybe at a trampoline park. All right, guys. Yeah, so we are going to be trying to fight this injustice, guys, this tyranny that Cape Girardeau has to offer. I had to bond out of jail, and there were stipulations within that bond, guys. I can't be near any Bank of Missouri, apparently, and I can't be around that children's facility that was there that I had my back turned to the whole time. So, children's daycare or whatever it was. So I can't be around that, can't be around the Officer Bourbon within 500 feet. So there's a lot of stipulations to this tyranny, guys, to this retaliation.
It's not tyranny and it's not retaliation, because the bank actually told the police they wanted you trespassed from their property. They wanted all 4 of you trespassed from the property. That was one of the things one of the officers told you in your video. They don't want you near the children's museum that you were at because you and your idiot friends decided to scream every obscenity that you guys could think of as loud as you could next to that building. And they don't want you near the officer because you've already made threats towards him and got into a confrontation. And to prevent anything that would be considered a miscarriage of justice or retaliation on the officer's part, or an attack on the officer by you, they've issued the 500-foot order of protection. This isn't tyranny. This isn't, corruption. This is standard practice when it comes to courts issuing out bond stipulations. I mean, we've seen bond stipulations be put out for people not to be near their spouses after they've had domestic issues, or if they were drunk driving, told not to be drinking and have a breathalyzer or an auto start placed in their cars.
If I assaulted an officer, guys, I would have been on the ground, man. That officer was trying to intimidate. He assaulted. You can see at the end of the video, he gets back in Brandon Mitchell's face and he spits on him, actually, guys. So this is another officer that likes to spit on people.
Why must you turn my office into a house of lies?
So, guys, it is 12:45. We are going to go ahead and go inside of here. Another person complaining about police brutality. I'm not complaining about police brutality. I am complaining about an officer. Not even really complaining, guys, because I wasn't hurt or anything, but I'm complaining about or making note of police putting their hands on somebody not committing a crime.
No, you're complaining because you got caught and you're being punished for what you did. We're going to end the video here. It does continue on for a few more minutes where he does talk about his second channel, Cowboy Jack Audits, where he's saying he's going to be transitioning that away from auditing and more into a fishing style YouTube channel, which I think would be the best. Get away from the whole auditing thing and you won't get in trouble with the law, and you can do something more productive that people might actually want to watch. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out my second channel, the podcast, and don't forget to sign up for your 2-week free trial of Aura. Not only is it a great way to make sure your data stays safe, but it helps me out a lot as well. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I will see you guys next time. And a special thank you to all members of the news team. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep the channel going. So I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. You guys mean the world to me, and I can never thank you enough for all the support and encouragement you guys give. You guys rock.